Good evening, my friends. If you haven't already seen my videos, my name is Lama Jigme Gyatso. I'm a non-sectarian monk, teacher, healer, and tantrika who blends the teachings of Buddhism and Taoism, Sutra and Tantra, Theravada and Mahayana. And that's enough of that. So here's the deal. You caught me in the middle of class. I'm teaching an intrepid and wonderfully intelligent student named Patricia. She asked me a very good question. Last time she was having a medical examination, the imaging technician had her take a deep breath, hold the breath, and then after a few moments let her release the breath. Patricia noticed that during that holding breath, she could not contemplate. And she was wondering, A, if that was a problem, B, how to overcome it. And that was such a good question that I didn't answer it until I could turn on this video recording device, because I wanted you to hear the answer as well. So here's the deal. And we often describe breathing in terms of a couplet. There's an in-breath and an out-breath. But, my friends, we can also think of breathing as a quatrain, where there's an in-breath, a hold breath, an out-breath, and then a pause breath. There is a lovely book, which I'm sure you can find on Amazon.com, called Zen Flesh and Bones. If that's not the title, that's pretty close a paraphrase of the title. One of the texts in that tome is actually of Hindu origin, which shows you just how confused the Zen practitioners got at a certain point in their desperation to find spiritual technologies that worked. Anywho, so Parvati is speaking with Shiva, and Shiva says, hey, check this out. Between the in-breath and the out-breath, you can't think. And between the out-breath and the in-breath, you can't think. Enjoy it! Because the Hindus, bless their hearts, were convinced that thought was bad and no thought was good. Well, if that's true, then bears must be candidates for sainthood. This monk is here to tell you that's not quite the case. That is not what Buddha taught. He said it's not what we think or feel that's good or bad, but what we do with what we think and we feel, that's either resourceful or destructive. In the Satipatthana Sutta, we examine our feelings, both physical and emotional, as well as our sensory observations, our memories, our anticipations, our perceptions. We bring it into the path of awareness and wisdom. In the Metta Sutta, we're taught how to use our experiences, bring it into the path of love. In the Shastras that were brought to Tibet, and in the dharmas that were received in Tibet, one of the Lojong teachings, which teaches not only to deal with wisdom, but to use adversity and blessing to strengthen both our compassion and our love. So in Buddhism, both Orthodox and Tantric, there's a fine example of making use of our mind and our emotions, of our body and our circumstance, not in hiding away in a state of no thought. Let's see, Pema Chodron's book, one of her books, she describes how Trungpa Rinpoche was fond of saying the best time to concentrate is between the in-breath and the out-breath, because there's no thoughts then. And some Theravadan authors have said that the best time to let go is between the out-breath and the next in-breath. So whether we're Tantric or Theravadan, whether we're Tibetan or Laotian, there's a wonderful tradition of not thinking when our breath isn't moving. That's neither good nor bad, it simply is. So, the next time you're getting an X-ray, or an MRI, or a PET scan, or a mammogram, which is kind of like a breast sandwich on glass. I don't know which Nazi war criminal invented that test. That's what I want to know. Anyway, the next time an imaging technician has you hold your breath, be aware that your thoughts are going to stop. And in that moment where your intellectual component is no longer accessible, you still have awareness. And you can relax into thoughtlessness. You can relax into the non-graspable nature of the present moment phenomena. And that way, even though your intellectual faculties aren't available, you can still feel yourself, your body, your emotions relaxing. Things becoming intangible, non-graspable. Remember, you're not hiding, you're not trying to drown yourself in a warm jacuzzi of bliss. You're just exploring the non-graspable nature of phenomena, be they circumstantial, physical, emotional, or intellectual. Patricia, turn on your microphone and let me know if that answers your question.
Yes, it did. Thank you.
You're welcome. Do you have any other questions on a similar vein?
No, I don't.
Okay. Well, my friends, I thank you for your time and your kind attention. Remember, the Monday series of weekly webinars begins December 2nd. There's only so much room in my venue. There's only so much room in my Skype auditorium. So if you're interested, contact me using the links below on Facebook, and I'll help walk you through the registration process. Or you can just use the link for our website and register yourself. Remember that in the Tibetan tradition, monasteries do not support the monks. The monks are left on their own to find patrons, and often they rely on donations for students. So don't be shocked when the registration software gives you an opportunity to make a donation. May you and yours be healthy and happy. Om Mani Padme Hum. Bye-bye.